Hey, everybody, welcome to another exciting edition of Omnibros Live on a Sunday, 2 minutes to midnight edition. Not a whole lot of time for this stream, but we wanted to, fulfill our contract and talk with you wonderful people on a Sunday. It's just me flying solo today, so treat me kindly, chat, and everybody watching later. So if you've got any questions, any topics that you want to throw my way, let's get on to it and talk some nerd talk, right? So thank you to the chat already. I see some wonderful people in here. The Collector, Hooniverse, Candace. Say what? I'm going to agree with the Collector. Are you Jesse Say What? I think so. Late reply, but yes, it's Jesse. Thank you. We solved that mystery in 1 minute. That's awesome. I love it. The blind men shout, "Let the creatures out. We'll show the unbelievers." Yep. So not a whole lot to talk about, honestly. I was going over through some things that happened during the week, and I watched the second episode of What If, which I wanted to review here. And we're going to do that. We're going to do that. I think or at least if I'm on here, on the Q&A show, I'm going to review What If, because I think it's pretty fun, and I don't usually get to talk about movies and all that stuff when it comes to live streams. But here we are talking about Disney's or Marvel's What If. Gary, thank you for joining. James, the Geo show on a Sunday. You know those are the best shows, James. You know it. I do live streams on my channel, typically Saturday nights. So if you want to hang out with me there, playing some video games and all that stuff, check out my channel, A Week in Geekdom. However, we're not talking about that. We're not talking about video games, unless that's what you guys want to talk about. But since I'm going to be covering What If, you can probably get most of the comics and the What If stuff through our sponsor, and that is, of course, InStockTrades.com, where you can get your omnibus, trade paperbacks, hardcovers, manga, all that fun stuff, up to 50% off. And even then, you get some sweet deals, because I saw a couple of books right now on sale for more than 50% off. Actually, let me check again, right? Yeah, right now you can get the Captain America, Death of Captain America Omnibus at 50% off. And if you have the loyalty discount, you get it at 52% off. You can also get the censored Junji Ito manga for a whopping 45% off. That is $11 for an oversized hardcover. I haven't gotten my copy yet, so I cannot vouch for the material inside, but it looks awesome. And if you're a fan of Junji Ito, that's something you might want to pick up. And in this week, 45% off, that's a steal. So yeah, wonderful customer service, amazing packaging, all that stuff. You guys know the drill. That's InStockTrades.com, our wonderful sponsor. God bless. NFL dude, yes, thank you. For the uninitiated, that's from the song 2 Minutes Till Midnight from our boys Iron Maiden. So let's get on to it. What If episode 2? Let me talk about that for a minute. I need to pull up some information here because I don't know everything at the top of my head like some people. What If episode 2? All right, let's do this. I have way too many tabs open on this computer. Jesus Christ. Okay, so the first episode I wasn't a fan of. I disliked a lot of it. Not for the things that you're probably imagining. I just don't really like the art style. I thought it was super rushed and kind of boring, to be honest. Weak voice acting. It was a pretty bad opener for me. If you liked it, that's awesome, because more power to you. But with episode 2, we have What If T'Challa became a Star-Lord? So this is a twist on two things, Guardians of the Galaxy 1 and the Black Panther mythos, or the Black Panther movie. Idea, what if Marvel... Man, don't blame me like that. That's never... See, we're now adventuring into the realm of fantasy and possibility with the What If and Inhumans. I know the guys did, the rest of the Omnibros did a what if episode. That was one of my big what ifs. What if Marvel actually cared about making Omnis for the Inhumans? But instead, we get 100 million Conan omnibus. You know. So the what if stuff. So it's a play on two franchises. You got the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1 and Black Panther. So it reimagines the events of that Guardians movie where the Ravagers are they mistakenly abduct a young T'Challa from Wakanda. And I thought that was pretty hilarious because in this version, Yondu didn't see to it. He sent the Ravagers to do it, and they just assume like, hey, it's Wakanda, so it's the most technologically advanced place on Earth. We might as well grab this kid. So that is a very cool premise because you have a character, if you might remember the movie version, where you have T'Challa and Wakanda with its doors closed, and a character that is very much interested in the outside world and now gets this wonderful opportunity to explore space. And I am going to put up the spoilers banner in a few. Universe. I haven't watched a single episode, but I've been saying and getting downvoted to oblivion that the animation looks terrible. It's like that 13 game from PS2, but if technology never advanced. Universe, you're at the right place, my dude, because I dislike the animation. I think it's terrible. I cringe and find it kind of in the uncanny valley at times with certain animations. It's awful. You could have done something else completely, especially looking at Warner Animation and the stuff that they do with their comic book adaptations in animation form, or hell, even Disney itself doing an anime collab with 9 different anime studios to create Star Wars Visions. That's kind of a slap in the face, honestly. It's not that great looking. I'm not dissing on the art style because that is you can like that stuff. I just meant like the actual movement and animation and whatnot. There's a difference there. A lot of people mistake that. Archangel, thank you for joining, buddy. Glad I can finally make one of these streams. Thank you so much for joining. I saw the trailer and immediately thought of how bad Star Wars Resistance looked. I didn't like that at all either. Yeah. Kenny, thank you for joining. Hey, Omnibros. So I don't want to completely spoil everything. I'm just going to put this on just for the hell of it because I don't want people getting upset that I spoil the episode, even though you kind of already know how it's going to go because it's based off a movie, but whatever. So the whole premise is that now, in present time, T'Challa has become Star-Lord. And what I really enjoyed and threw me for a loop and in the whole episode is that he's actually well known and well liked. You see that with what's this guy's name? Dujman Honsu. I forgot his name in the Marvel universe. Korath the Pursuer. Thank you. My database entry right here. All right. I'm sorry, but I thought episode 2 was boring too. It was a lot better than episode 1, Lars. You gotta admit. I mean, I'm not debating if it's good or not, but it was miles above episode 1. At least it was more interesting. You had somewhat of a better pacing overall, even though for some reason these shows, they don't really know how to end the episodes. They all end really abrupt. Really, they don't fade. They don't do anything nice to transition into the ending credits. They just like end the plot, especially in this episode. They end the plot. They switch on to what could have been considered a stinger scene, and then it just cuts to a tribute to Chadwick Boseman, and then the credits, and that's it. And we're done with the episode. It's not as smooth as other properties. The point of the animation is to show classic Disney animation of Marvel characters. Yeah, but I wouldn't have gone with that style whatsoever. But I get you. Um, so yeah, essentially, Korath is a huge fan, and we get that nice scene of Star Lord, man, who, but this time it plays out completely different, which I really enjoyed. And Nebula is a little bit different. She's more of this. Uh, what's the word that I'm looking for? She's more vivacious and expressive, and sort of this bombshell in outer space, which was pretty funny. And the biggest surprise is that the actual enemy still remains the collector, but this time he's more of a bad guy, whereas before it's kind of ambiguous. You know, he's a bad dude, but he's not necessarily the mastermind villain behind everything. But this time we get him as this galactic kingpin collector. Uh, Same story beats. They go to nowhere, and I enjoyed it because it's. I think I enjoyed it most because it's cosmic characters, and that's sort of my wheelhouse. Um, have you ever watched anything more specifically cartoons that are from prior to 1990? Yes, of course. Again, you're referring to art styles. My point is that the I was not a fan of the actual animation of the movement of the characters, and yeah, art style is fine. I mean, I'm not terribly in love with it, but yeah, but the actual the way the characters are moving and the action scenes and all that stuff, it's kind of clunky and not really my thing. Mixing a little bit of 2D and 3D together, I don't know. Um, so yeah. So to summarize the whole damn thing, and to end the torture for some of you, T'Challa, I like that. I think being in a position of Star Lord and outer space and having noble ambitions to make a better universe surprised me, because that turned a character that I won't spoil just in case in this episode into a good guy, which I was not expecting at all, which was really weird at first, but awesome. And I'm like, yeah, I could get behind this. I could read a comic based on this what if scenario, or more episodes, because I think there's going to be 2 or 3 more or something like that, because Bozeman was listed as a recurring character actor. Hopefully, fingers crossed. I don't know. So yeah, the people of Wakanda are still looking for him, and they searched in outer space and all that fun stuff. And it sort of plays out kind of similar to the movie. You don't really have most of the original Guardians from the film. They do, some of them do make cameos, like Drax, for example, and stuff like that. We don't see Gamora, although if you've seen the posters for the What If stuff, you kind of know where they're headed with that character and her new form or costume. Really interested to see that. And I kind of dug the relationship with Yondu and T'Challa. I thought it was pretty wholesome. And obviously, Howard the Duck has a cameo, and he steals the scenes. I thought it was really cool. Yeah, I like the brief appearance of Howard the Duck. I could see them experimenting with an animated Howard. I don't know if it'll do well, but I could see it. It could be fun. Um, and yeah, that's about it. They fight off the collector, and there's is this stinger scene which has some major implications for that timeline or that alternate universe, I guess, where we do find out what happened to Peter Quill. And I don't know if they're going to explore that or not, but it's pretty interesting. Apparently, he's a Dairy Queen janitor, and something happens near the end. But overall, I thought it was fun. It was a fun take on characters, and it didn't take itself seriously like the first episode. It wasn't as rushed and really presented its own thing. it remixed the original concept of Guardians enough where it wasn't tied down to it, and like I just said, it kind of flew off from there and incorporated different elements to it. A little bit of a heist here and there, a little bit of an action space opera element, and again, that's just me. I know a lot of people are probably going to be mad, probably going to leave a dislike. I'm not a fan of the animation, but I do think it was better animated than the first episode. I don't know why. I'm not an expert. That's just my honest opinion. So I am looking forward to more. And it's surprising that they got almost everybody from the movies on this episode. I think the only voice actor that's new was, oh shoot, what was his name? Fred Tatasciore, because he's voicing Drax and another character. Screw it, I'll spoil it. And the Black Order, they do show up in this. So he voices Corvus Glaive. Obviously, they could not get Batista and who acted out as Corvus in the actual movie. Was it always Fred Tatasciore? I thought it was somebody else, like a big name celebrity. Interesting. Okay. I'm looking around here on a IMDb list, but apparently I am mistaken. Anyways, it's just Batista. So yeah, Batista could not be on the show, so they got Fred to voice the Drax scene, the cameo. Also, look out for a very furry cameo that I really enjoyed, because my boy Cosmo is in the episode. I really enjoyed that. I'm not a fan of the animation either. It looks like a coloring book. It's got a very cel-shaded look to it. I don't know. And I think it's because they're going with the movie actors' faces, obviously, that kind of takes me out of it somewhat. If it would have been heavy stylized and more comic book oriented, and I know, oh, but it's based on the movies. I know, I get it, but that's just my opinion. But overall, I dug it. I'm excited. Episode 3, I don't think we have any indication as to what episode 3 will be about, but I'm looking forward to it. I really want to watch the Zombie Hunter Spider-Man and the Marvel Zombies episode, because I think they're two separate things. But that Marvel Zombies, really looking forward to it. It's going to be awesome. Oh, and the voice acting was much better this episode. Benicio del Toro came back, and a bunch of all the other characters got their respective voices. Karen Gillan as Nebula was awesome. And of course, Chadwick Boseman, that sadly being his last TV role, he did a really good job. I really enjoyed him voicing T'Challa one last time. Let me take off the spoiler tag. So I saw that, and what was the other thing that I wanted to mention? Shoot. One interesting thing about What If is that they're labeling it as the aftermath of the creation of the multiverse after the previous show. I think that's not right, because isn't the whole point of the previous show, I'm not saying the name just in case you haven't watched it, was that the regular timeline was encapsulated on this ring, if you will. So now it broke off and it's part of the multiverse. Isn't that the whole point? So it's not like it created the multiverse. Anyways, that's nitpicking. So, yeah. that's about it. That's all I got. What if Marvel Dark Knight's Metal? What if? Now that would be a pretty bitchin' story. I'd read that or watch that. I do want to read. What's the new one that came out? The Infinite Frontier stuff that's coming out. It looks interesting, but because I read some spoilers about it, and it sounds really crazy with Wonder Woman and all that stuff. So I want to come back and finish the metal stuff. Give me a second here. Infinite Frontier. Um, isn't it supposed to close off or explain the continuity of New 52 and Rebirth? Sort of put a lid on that stuff and just move forward. Correct me if I'm wrong, or at least I think that's what I read somewhere. Oh, the other thing that I wanted to mention, I watched the final trailer of Eternals. Really interesting. That was not what I was expecting. I don't know. And Metal's pretty much what if in continuity, isn't it? It is canon, yeah, and it goes off the rails pretty quickly with the introduction of the dark multiverse and the negative Earths and all that stuff. I just haven't read the sequel and all this Infinite Frontier stuff. I'm interested because it supposedly gives you a definitive ending of sorts to the New 52 and Rebirth relaunches, and sort of just that's what happened. Let's move forward from there. And from what I've read of what happens to different Justice League members, it sounds pretty wild and interesting. I want to check it out. I do need to get the deluxe edition though. Metal is thanks a lot, Grant Morrison. Now we have to somehow explain how all of this fits. I like that. As a writer, I would think you'd get excited, like, all right, how the heck do I put all the pieces together? Yeah, I do need to get the deluxe edition. What's it called? The DC Metal Dark Knight's Death Metal Deluxe Edition. I want to get that just so it fits on my shelf with the regular metal, the previous one. You know what I mean. So, the other topic that I had for you guys, chat, what did you guys think of the Eternals trailers overall? Because it's pretty interesting. I love the idea that they have not interfered because it was not in their mission, directive, or whatever, because obviously they're focused on their fight with the deviants, and if it's not involved in that matter, they're not going to interfere. But obviously, a lot of people will make the joke like, oh, they didn't interfere because you weren't hired yet, or the movie wasn't made yet. That's why they didn't stop Thanos, and they address it in the final trailer and all that stuff. So I thought that was pretty funny. It has a pretty freaking large cast, which is awesome. And I know a lot of people are excited about that. The only thing I'm not a fan of from any of the trailers are the creature designs. Not my thing. I think it looks kind of whack and underwhelming, but I'm still going to watch it. I'm probably going to love the film anyways. So there, I got to you, haters. Now you can't dislike the video because I said talk bad about a Marvel thing. Anyways, yeah. So what do you guys think about Eternals? Let me know in the comments or in the chat if you're watching live right now. I believe in the final trailer you do get a shot of one of the Celestials. So that's going to be fun. I saw that Galactus was trending on Twitter, and I'm like, oh, what happened? Did the HasLab thing get funded, or is he going to show up in the movie? I think we're going to get a cameo at the end, or a stinger scene, or whatever it's called. Speaking of, I had a bet going with some friends that the oh boy, all right, let me share this. I'm all over the place. Don't worry, guys. I feel like they've done a substandard job of advertising this entire phase. Tons of people still don't even know Eternals is coming out. Yeah, I think uh, Shang-Chi or Chun-Chi, however you say it, that movie will determine the fate of Phase 4, in my opinion. Obviously, they have to attach trailers to that movie to get more people to go to see it. I'm not gonna go. I'm not going to any movie theaters anytime soon. Not my thing. But I hope it does well. I really do, because I'd love any Jack Kirby creation. I'm all up for that. Let me share this since we're talking about Galactus. Let's do a little update on the HasLab Marvel Legends Galactus. So we got 8 days to go. I know it says it's close to the goal of 14,000. I don't know, man. I don't want to be a naysayer. I don't want to bum everybody out. But what if, what if it doesn't get back? Because, yeah, a movie, Eternals, what I at least wanted, and it looks bloody good. Yeah, yeah. I don't think anybody was expecting Eternals, but it looks fun. The only thing I'm not a fan of are the creature stuff, but I'm pretty sure that's going to get worked on from the trailer versus the final product. So don't pay any attention to my ramblings. That's just judging on trailers. So yeah, the HasLab thing, it's 4,000, and they got 12,930 people, including 2 Omnibros. So they need 1,070 people to back this thing up for $399.99. I don't know. I think it's going to come real close to the deadline where they get the final people in to fund this thing, because it's expensive. And for the price and all that stuff, I don't know. It's a little bit too out of my price range. You are getting some digital comics, which nobody cares for. All the articulation and lighting and all that stuff. You get they even haven't revealed the Silver Surfer yet. You get Nova here, and there was supposed to be more perks announced, but I don't think we're gonna get them. I think it's just gonna be if it does get funded, I think it's just gonna be the figure, Nova, and maybe Galactus, or maybe just these two things. I don't know. I want it to get funded. I want people to get their Galactus, but at the same time, I think it'd be funny. Chaotic Geo talking here. I think it would be pretty funny if it didn't get funded. Maybe they switch back on my thoughts. Oh, no, Cesar, no, God forbid, no. I ain't got money for that. Not at this point in time. Maybe in another if this was like 2 or 3 years down in the future, I'd be like, yeah, I'll get it. But right now, at this point in time, August 2021, no. Digital comics, which nobody cares for. Good thing I wasn't here to hear that. I mean, it's true. If you're buying I think it's unfair to pack digital comics on a $400 plastic figure. Nobody's going to care about the digital comics. Give me another perk. I don't know. Gio, I tuned in on this past Monday. You showed your haul, bro. I did not. I'm going to show it off tomorrow. It was just a couple of movies that I got. But they were pretty cool. It's a pretty cool set. Jess saw it after we finished the broadcast, and he loved it. And he was really tempted. I really FOMO'd him into buying it. So I will show it off tomorrow to surprise everybody. It's nothing too spectacular. Uh, if you're a movie buff, movie fan, and all that stuff, you're gonna dig it. But otherwise, yeah. I did order some books just in case people are wondering. They just haven't arrived. I ordered a couple trades and some manga volumes and all that stuff, but none of it has arrived, so I can't show off anything right now. Looks cool, but I'm passing on this for more Omnis. Pre-ordering. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, honestly, I would rather own maybe do a new diorama type statue, like the stuff that they were doing from Iron Studios with the Sentinel. Do that. Do a new one with Galactus and add different cosmic characters in the Fantastic Four, and you build an epic diorama statue. That, I think, would be a lot worth the time and money. But this, I don't know. I'm out of room for figures, and the only thing I have displayed, and I can't show it off right here, I have a detail over there in my room with a cosmic battle setup that I made. I still need to make a little background for it because I want to add like stars in the background and all that. But I have a cool setup of Thanos with Doctor Doom and Proxima Midnight against a whole bunch of Avengers and cosmic Marvel characters. And yeah, I want to work on it because I also want to hang my Silver Surfer from the detail so it looks like he's actually flying and stuff. So I need to work on it, but I think it looks really awesome. Everybody's in there: Black Panther, Spider-Man, Iron Man, Guardians. I got Fantastic Four, Inhumans, obviously, and random characters here and there. I don't know if you guys remember the Marvel Select 7-inch Hawkeye from Matt Fraction's run. I have that Hawkeye figure that comes with a oh my gosh, what's the dog's name? Lucky, Pizza Dog. I have a little figurine of Pizza Dog, so I have him as a stand-in for Cosmo, the space dog. When it comes to Marvel movies and TV series, haven't we had enough already? I'm not feeling the burnout. I'm excited because I love everything cosmic. That's my jam. Aside from Spider-Man, I love Cosmic Marvel the most. I don't really love it. I'm not a huge fan of the X-Men or don't read a lot of Avengers, but I do love Cosmic Marvel. So I'm excited for the Fantastic Four. Definitely. Everything else, cool. I'll take it. Whatever. Completely off topic. Have you read the currently ongoing Ultraman manga? And if so, thoughts? I haven't. However, I do want to share with you guys that there is this cool book I'm after. And it's called, I had no idea it existed, to be honest with you guys. It is, maybe you guys have heard of it, Red Man, the Kaiju Hunter, from Matt Frank and Gonzalo Lopez. Probably did not read that right. So this is a adaptation of the Red Man tokusatsu stuff. Pretty not underwhelming, pretty underappreciated tokusatsu property is what I want to say. So let me share with you guys a picture. Let me take Galactus off the screen here. I want to get this. I think it looks awesome. Here is, sorry for the small picture. Let's see if I can blow that up a little bit. There we go. I don't know if you guys have seen this. If so, let me know. This is Red Man Volume 1, the trade paperback. And it says here, he is Red Man the Kaiju Hunter. Trapped in a desolate and yet somehow familiar world populated with a vast array of the ferocious beasts known as kaiju, Redman continues his endless red fight, battling tirelessly to call the monsters. With each fierce battle, the mysterious blood-splattered hero sinks closer to his prey, ready to strike. This while a sinister form watches and records his every move. Yeah, the original Redman aired back in 1972, 138 episodes, and now we get this comic book series that I had no idea was still being published. I think they're working on a volume 3. Matt Frank, of course, of Godzilla and Transformers fame. Um, I'm interested for sure. Redman, I said Method Man and Redman. I thought that too. That would have been hilarious. But apparently, it's this epic survival story of this Sentai warrior, I guess, surviving in this kaiju hell of a planet. I'm interested. Yes, but the Ultraman stuff, I have not read it. I do apologize, Universe. I'm not, and I know it's going to be sacrilegious because you guys know that I like me some giant monsters and all that stuff, and a lot of Japanese properties. I've never been big into Ultraman. That's not something I grew up with, and I like the design. I love the story, but I never watched any of the shows, so there's no emotional connection. Um, I'm kind of interested to pick up the Marvel trade of the comic book adaptation, um, and maybe what was the other one that I wanted to read? Um, or maybe I'll check out the Ultraman manga. Sure. For once, not trying to be negative. Oh, I misread that. I thought I was being negative. I'm like, I think I was being pretty wholesome today. Uh, for once, not trying to be negative. Have you read anything drawn by Ryoichi Ikegami? I think I have. I'm pretty sure I have. Let me check the bibliography. Pretty sure I've read something because he's one of those famous mangaka. Mai the Psychic Girl is the only one that I know a little bit about and read somewhat. That was me experimenting on other things non-shonen, so I ventured reading different series. I dug. Crying Freeman I was interested in, but excuse me, I don't know. Somebody told me it was not as good or something, and I said, well, all right, maybe some other time. I just started reading Kaiju Max, and based on the first few issues, I would recommend it to any Kaiju fan. Dude, that is an amazing, underrated series. That's what I wanted to use. Redman looks like an underrated tokusatsu Sentai character. Kaiju Max is amazing. If you guys don't know, it's love letter to all things early 60s, late 70s kaiju and tokusatsu fanfare, where you have a giant prison for giant monsters, and it just goes off from there. You get the interplay between all the characters, sort of like the mafia type dynamic between certain factions within the prison. Some are plotting to escape, others not so much, and you have the main monster who gets separated from his kid, and he's trying to escape to go back to him. And you got the humans that turn into like Ultraman type knockoffs to settle fights in the prison and keep everybody in line. And there's backstabbing involved with different corporations and some humans doing shady things with deals with the monsters. It has a lot of really interesting themes and stories throughout. So yeah, Universe nailed it. If you are a kaiju fan or you like that sort of thing, you got to pick it up. There's, I believe, 9 or so or maybe 8 trades, I think. They're divided by seasons, and 2 oversized hardcovers, which are enormous. They're bigger than a friggin' absolute, just by a couple inches. So I do recommend that. Let's see, Kaiju Max. All right, here it is. So that's what we're talking about, Kaiju Max. Here is the first. This is the first trade from Xander Cannon. I had the trades. Yes, I did. I was originally buying the series via trades, and then they announced the freaking oversized hardcovers, so I opted for that instead. I have no idea if we're getting the third one anytime soon, though. But at the back of these books, there's a pretty massive section of just a general encyclopedia and reference guide to everything that Xander used to create his story, and a lot of callbacks to his favorite kaiju movies and tokusatsu stuff. So that's really cool for fans to dig into. Kaiju Max book 3. Let's see if we season 3. No, that ain't it. I don't think it's solicited yet, right? Book 2 Deluxe Edition. That came out. Oh, no way. June 23rd, 2020. So there's the first one came out in 2018, which I remember had a duplicate page, I think. But I never got the. I didn't order it from Amazon, I think it was. I made sure to order it from In Stock Trades, but I didn't look at the dates, and I ended up ordering it before the replacements came in. So it amounted to nothing, and I got the regular edition. Yeah. When it comes to Ikigami, I recommend Sanctuary. I'll remember that. Let me leave a tab open here for that. Sanctuary. And it's only 12 volumes. I can do that. 12 volumes, 46 comics. Collected as 9 volumes by Viz Graphics from 95 to 97. I'll check that out. Yeah, let me leave a tab here for that open. As you can see, here is volume 2 of Kaiju Max. Art is pretty wacky and goofy. It's pretty silly at times, but it does have a good attention to detail. And I love the fact that it has the little stamp circles like Toho does with their movies to indicate which monster appears in what Blu-ray or DVD. That's a nice touch. Yeah, so if you're into this sort of thing, you're going to like it. I made a video on the first volume. It's kind of spoiler-free if you want to check it out on my channel. And look at this monster right here. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure we're going to get next year. We're probably going to see oversized hardcover volume 3 on that. Have you read any Judge Dredd? Ben, I am so sorry. I've never read a single Judge Dredd comic in my life. I've asked a couple friends where to begin, and I was given an answer, and I forgot to keep going. Or keep researching, I should say. Sorry. Remco, Sanctuary is super expensive. We need a reprint. Definitely. Looks like one of those older classic series that would look great in oversized format, like a Viz signature size. Yes, let's go. Kaiju Max hardcovers are huge, but all Omnipress oversized hardcovers are ridiculously huge. Letter 44 barely fits in my Kallax, and Invader Zim is barely any smaller. That's a good thing and a bad thing, honestly. The Punisher by Rocka Omnidog. I love that name. Hey-o, Gio. How you doing, Punisher by Rocka Omnidog? I read the Oni Press. Yeah. All right. Let's check something out. So another series that I do recommend is this. It is Jonah and the Unpossible Monster. You guys have to check this out. It's wonderful. Rainbow has been looking for a younger sister, Jonah, for over a year since the monsters appeared and the world began to dry up. Going from settlement to settlement, Rainbow asks every survivor she meets, "Have you seen my sister?" Then one day, Jonah is spotted out in the wild, filthy but very much alive and strong. Strong enough to knock back a towering monster with one punch. All this time, she's been surviving on her own without Rainbow, without anyone. But there are more dangers in the world than monsters, and when the two sisters reunite, they'll discover the secrets of this new and terrifying world firsthand. This is from the Sabneys, Chris and Laura, right? Laura Samney, yeah, there you go. So this is a wonderful, charming series, and if you like giant monsters and sort of anime manga-esque aesthetics, you'll be right at home. If you like Chris Samney's work, this is awesome. I think it's so much fun and great for all ages. So I do recommend Jonah and the Impossible Monsters. I think it's already out. Yeah, it's already out. Okay. So yeah, any other questions from you guys? Because I'm about to wrap it up. This was a little bit impromptu. I couldn't go the full hour, but I still wanted to chat with you guys about all the stuff that's been going down. We do have some cool announcements coming. I don't know if we're gonna talk about it tomorrow night, probably, but there are some changes coming around the corner for Omnibros. So you're gonna have to stay tuned for that tomorrow. What's your favorite Neo 52 comic? That is, I would say my top five would be Swamp Thing, Wonder Woman, Justice League Dark, Demon Knights, and Aquaman. Those would be my favorite Neo 52 stuff. Kitty Pride, thank you for joining. Would you recommend hardcover or softcover Battle Angel Alita? If you have the space, hardcover. If you don't have the space, get the new manga editions that are coming out, that are being reprinted. Or not reprinted, the new ones that are coming out, I should have said. They're the same translations used on the hardcovers, just smaller, more affordable editions. I think same $7 or $8. And yeah, solid. Have you read Oku by Hub? I have it on my list of things to read. I do, for real. And I do have a lot of manga that I read digitally, and that's one of them that I want to check out, but I haven't yet. But I promise that I will be reading that. I Vampire seemed cool too. It got cut way too early, but it was solid. And the artwork on that book is insanely good for I Vampire. It's just a shame a lot of people, when you see I Vampire, you think, what the Twilight crap is this? And it's nothing like that. It's a lot better. Hopefully the changes don't involve the Sunday show getting the axe. You'll have to find out. It does involve some scheduling. Scheduling? I don't know. Format changes. You'll see. It's exciting. It's fun. I think you guys are going to dig it. Hopefully. Aquaman, yes, that will always be my number one when it comes to 52. And yes, Batman was good, all that stuff. I know Batman fanboys they can get rowdy if you don't mention Batman. I don't know. So yeah, look forward to that, guys. I believe what's in the agenda. Tomorrow we're going to have the Monday show, previews, all that fun stuff as usual. Thursday is manga night, and I have a topic in mind. Then I'm going to talk with some friends. And then next Sunday should be fun as well. As for, and I want to get this right, I'm very professional about this, even though nobody does it for when I do streams, but I'm going to do it anyways. Give me a second here, guys. Awkward silence time. Shoot. I'm looking for the name. Okay, got it. So if you're in the business for some actual comic book reviewing, Fangirls Assemble is going live tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and they're going to discuss, what is the book that they're talking about? Cosmo Knights. Never read that book, don't know what it's about. The cover looks awesome. I love the art style from what I'm looking here at the cover of the book online. So yeah, go check that out. 8 p.m. Eastern Standard, Fangirls Assemble. And we'll be back tomorrow. Kaiju Max is available on InStockTrades.com. Speaking of InStockTrades.com, that is your number one source to get all your favorite collected editions. Thank you, Omnibros, for that smooth as hell transition right there. If you want your omnibus, straight paperbacks, hardcovers, manga, and so much more, up to 50% off, you got to check out InStockTrades.com. Loyalty discounts tack on an extra 2% to that. And hey, if you order $50 or more, you get free shipping. Fantastic customer service and wonderful packaging at InStockTrades.com. Go get Kaiju Max. On me. Magic Johnson, thank you. Thank you for joining. Sadly, I'm on my way out. Do the changes? Ateet, thank you for joining. I forgot to say hello. Do the changes include Geo taking over the jingle singing responsibilities? Maybe on manga night I can sing it. No promises though. I really hope you continue the Sunday shows. I will be involved in some capacity, Lars. Cheers. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you all. Have a great, wonderful day. Sorry that it was a little bit shorter than a typical episode, but again, I have other stuff I got to get to. This was just a quick impromptu session here, filling in for the rest of the guys. That sponsor segue is smoother than Linus's tech tips. Can we get the Spanish ISC jingle? I'll work on it. I'll write something original, and we'll see what happens. We'll see. I'm thinking, I got an idea now that you say that. I want to see if it works out. So yeah, stay tuned for that, Magic Johnson. All right, everybody, that's about it. Thank you for all your wonderful questions, comments, feedbacks. It's awesome. Thank you so much for hearing me for a couple minutes ranting about nerdy stuff and the wonderful world of geekdom. We'll be back tomorrow with Hall's Previews Reads. Thank you, everybody. God bless. Stay safe out there. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't and support your favorite Omnibros talking about collected editions and other wonderful things. Also, get Kaiju Max. Like this week, if you need to buy a book, buy Kaiju Max. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. For real now. Bye.